All right, y'all, how are y'all doing? We are getting kind of a late start this morning. It's not terrible, but we're kind of starting where we stopped last video, just because I didn't get a chance to keep going because that other boat was up there, which I told you I was going to see how they did. They didn't catch a single fish, so I felt bad, not really telling them how many we caught, but it is what it is. But so we're gonna try this again. So we had another cold front come through, which today is actually fairly warm because we got the cloud cover. So obviously when there's cloud cover, we get a lot of the ground's still warm, so it maintains the heat. But it's still fairly chilly. It's not terrible. It's been colder, and it's going to get colder later on this week. The biggest thing we got to deal with today is we're going to have off and on rain. But I think I can't remember, I have to look again, but I think it's about over. But I know like tomorrow is supposed to be pretty decent, but later this week it is supposed to be just downpours. Now it's not supposed to be storming, it's just supposed to be raining, which, I got this cover that I'm gonna probably have to put up, maybe put the rest of the enclosure on that day, but that's why I got it, so we can come out here and fish. It just kind of feels like a big fish day. Overcast, misty, all them things kind of, I don't know, make me think big fish. But we're gonna toss the boards out. We're gonna cover some water. I didn't scan nothing. I did it on purpose because a lot of times when I sit there and I scan an area, I kind of get upset because I see all the fish that ain't biting. But we didn't scan nothing. So just based off of sitting in one spot, looks like there's fish down there. So I caught very few fresh skips this morning, but I got fresh skips. So that's kind of a bigger deal to me than anything else. At least we got some fresh bait. So they're starting to move a little bit. They're starting to get into places where I can catch them. So I'm hoping that continues to trend in the right direction. Let me tell you, see, so the transducer's been in the water for, been about a little over an hour. So we're at 68 degrees. So that is stinking awesome. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get out here and see if we can't pull us up a few more big ones today. That would be absolutely ideal. I like catching big fish. Yeah, we start getting more of this mist and stuff coming through. We'll have to put the top up, which is whatever. Reason why I got it, so I can fish on days like today. But it's just days like today, man. It just feels like we'll hang into a good fish. It's what it feels like. I'd like to hang into a couple of them, to be honest with you. Water temp is where it's supposed to be. Now we just need the fish to be doing what them fish need to be doing. There we go. There we go. Finally. Oh, and he just come off. No way. That was a good fish. No way. Yeah, that was a good fish, y'all. When a good skunk buster, that's a fact. Dang it, dang it, dang it. That is terrible. Man, he felt pretty good too. Gosh, dog it. Hate it when that happens, but sadly enough, it does happen. Oh, well, I mean, he wasn't a big fish, but I figured he would have come off. That's a pretty long bait. I should double hook it. But I really thought he had it. Yeah, he just had a hole to the back end of it. There we go. So far, he's hooked up. So far. That was a good bite, but he's not a good fish. I mean, he's a good skunk buster if we get him in the boat. He just stumped it and took off with it. But he is definitely a good skunk buster. Finally. Well, we should have had 2 of them already. Little buddy. No. Get over here. Come here, little buddy. You done get it all kinds of wrapped up, don't you? How did you manage that, buddy? Oh yeah. You just absolutely destroyed that piece of bait. Little buddy. I've been seeing more fish as we come up shallower. Appreciate it. But so like this, where we've been dragging, and we got a little bit more that goes down, but there's like a lot of underwater points. So as we come up over them points, that shallower water, that 30, 35, 36, 37 foot of water, seeing more fish. So we're gonna put another piece of bait out there, but we're gonna see what that translates into, because they may be a little bit shallower today. It is very possible. All right, so I got the top up now, so we should stay a little bit drier. That mist was starting to get a little heavy. I like it. So I'll show you a little bit of the details of it since we're not catching a bunch of fish, but I got this little rubber bumper right here that for when I fold the windshield open. So he made a little deal that went around that. I don't have the snaps done so I can walk up front, but he got the zippers coming up for this walk through area here. It's kind of it's a nice, he did a heck of a job. I'm gonna probably have to use the full enclosure later this week for sure, with the amount of rain we're supposed to be getting. Like I said, I don't care about fishing in the rain. I'll fish in the rain all the time. But what I don't do is obviously lightning and high winds and stuff like that. Try to avoid them situations. But we're gonna pull a little bit more of this deeper area. And if we don't yield nothing, except for when we come through a shallow spot, and I got a little bit shallower stretch we can go hit. I mean, we have got another barge coming. That will make, well, we've only been on the water, what time is it? We've been on the water about an hour and a half. So that would make 1, 2, 3, 4. This will make the 6th barge that's been by in the last hour and a half. And I'm not counting the one that went by whenever I was putting the boat in. A lot of traffic today on the water. I don't know what's worse, barge traffic or the bass boats. I'd probably have to say the bass boat still, but holy crap. I guess I've never seen that one before. There we go. Oh, and he dropped it. Dang it. What the heck are these fish doing today? I thought for sure he had that. Yeah, so we've been pulling some water here. I'm still seeing a lot of fish that are pushed down to the bottom. That could be a good reason for the bite being the way it is. But we had the pressure's lower today. But like I said, that in itself, when it changes like that, that also messes up the bite. Even though it went lower, it was a change from the average we had last week and then over the weekend. Because like I said, that cold front pushed through, and it kind of is what it is. But there's a lot of good looking water coming up. A lot of deep holes, a lot of spots where we're going to come up to a shallow, flat-ish area, underwater points and whatnot. You know, there may not be a fish in every one of them, but hopefully we find the right one behind something or in something. But yeah, we got, like I said, 68 degrees today is what the water temp is. So it dropped 2 more degrees since the last time we was out here. But we got good bait. You know, all we can do now is just hopefully run across the right one. Like to catch another big one. We could toss in some little ones too, but I'd like to catch another big one for sure. And this is a good stretch to do it. I haven't fished this particular part of the stretch in a while. But there's fish pinned right to the bottom. I can see them. Hopefully it works out. I really hope it does. You got it, buddy? Yeah, he's got it. So far, he's got it. Just slow, slow, slow. That's how these fish are. Like I said, we drop that pressure. Now here in a couple days, it'll be good if it stays low. But they are just not in the mood at all. Like I said, so far he's got it. These old picky fish. Yeah, when they just slap covered in mud. That is definitely what I have been seeing since we've been out here. All them fish are pushed down. Good, buddy. Oh, come here, come here, come here. There we go. I mean, you are just absolutely covered. My Lord, buddy. Would you quit? Easy, easy. Flipping that hook around. Yeah, I mean, just look at him. I mean, he's, get you a little bit better look. I mean, he is just absolutely covered. Got leeches on his fin, which means he's even probably buried in the dang mud. Oh, buddy. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. That is what we're dealing with, y'all. That just makes for a tough, tough bite. But like I said, we get a day or two that it's, you know, low like this, and it'll be a good bite. It's just when, you know, it happens, like it definitely happened overnight. That's a fact. So that's where the problem lies. It just really messes up these fish to the point where they are tough to catch. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're coming off into this deeper hole here. So we were in about 37 feet of water. We're just dumping off. We're into 46 feet right now because we just went down the back side of that hole. And he's swimming to the boat. Little buddy. That's all right. I'll weed through a couple of y'all, hopefully. Get into something substantial. Come on in here. Hold on, I'll get you back. Little dude. Where's your big aunts, uncles, and grandpas at, buddy? I appreciate it. Yeah, those are the ones I want. All right, we're gonna move up to a different stretch. Give that a shot. Yeah, we're gonna try a different stretch. We've been in and out of these holes, and Man, we ain't done good at all. So we're just gonna run up a little further. And it's kind of a shallower, like mud bank is what we're gonna go after. So we'll go try that out. I'll put some fresh bait on these dudes when we get up there, minus that head. That head's still good. This one's been gnawed on a few times. All right, we didn't go too far up, but it's a good little stretch. We're gonna work this area here. That suspended rod was getting hit. Still getting hit. Just take it, buddy. He still. Did you just let go of it? Don't think he's a very big one. He dang sure tried, that's a fact. Yeah, we got more of them coming off this point here. We got more of them little ones. Hoping maybe down this little stretch here might work out a little bit better. All right, well clearly this ain't working out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go sit on a little stretch that has a lot of structure on it. We're gonna put the boards up. We're just gonna put some time in there and just see what happens, because this is definitely not working. They do not want it like this, that is a fact. So, man, I tell you what, it's tough today, y'all. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, and that's a fact. All it takes is just a little pressure change, you know, like it happened last night. And that's all it takes. It'll turn these fish off in a hurry. That, and of course, we're, you know, obviously we're post cold front too. So, I mean, that's obviously part of it. But we are gonna go to a different spot. We're gonna sit there because there's a whole bunch of structure down it. So we're just gonna kind of spot lock on it. And see what we can't do. All right, made it down to our spot we're gonna sit up on. Caught some good fish out of here. It's just, like I said, there's a whole bunch of structure back behind us, and that's kind of what we're gonna, you know, just work. We've got these, well, I'm gonna put one over here, but they're, you know, like I said, these weather conditions change as much as they do. It is, you gotta, not really so much you can do as far as staying on top of them outside of just coming out here and fish. That's about the only thing you can do. Get out of there, Liz. But yeah, that's about the only thing you can do, is get out here and fish. Worst case scenario, you run across one. But man, I tell you what, when they are acting like this, it is absolutely tough. So we're just gonna, like I said, just post up here. We got the current, you know, we got everything we need, so I'm just gonna kind of fan them out and drop a suspended rod. And hope There's an old flathead down there somewhere. Or a blue. I'll take a blue too. Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna split this video up. I kind of actually ran out of time today to hit the rest of the spots I wanted to hit. So I'm gonna probably combine this with next trip, which will be tomorrow. Because I want to try to like put everything together so that way you could better see the progression of what these fish are doing and how they react to, say, a cold front, then the next day after the cold front, and the next day. Of course, it all depends on how many fish we get into. I don't want to make it a stupid long video, but I'm definitely going to add this one to tomorrow's trip. Just because, like I said, I ran out of time. I wasn't really paying attention. We kind of burned up too much time pulling boards. But I want to try more of this. If we'll have the same current stuff, so that's going to be a good thing about it. But I'll definitely see you in the morning.